Hi everybody, here's Muscle Bro China. So before we starting our today's topic, let us see a video first.
Given how significant this is, will it have an impact on the foundation?
Right now, their line is that it will not impact the foundation. We've been told they're going to remain co-chairs and trustees. There are going to be no changes to their roles or the organization, and they're going to continue to work together, which is also what they said in their statement. However, working alongside your ex-spouse might prove to be difficult, so who knows if there will eventually be changes. It's not uncommon, we've been told, for wealthy people to end up splitting the foundation in two when something like this happens.
So just to talk about the stake here, $145.8 billion in terms of the fortune, as well as you've already mentioned, this sprawling philanthropy operation as well. So how does this happen? How does this work out?
Right, so they live in Washington State, which is a community property state, which means that anything they acquired while they were married is equitable. It's both Bill's and Melinda's, and they very well could split it 50-50. However, what we saw with Mackenzie Scott and Jeff Bezos' divorce in 2019, also in Washington State, that's not what ended up happening. Jeff ended up getting 75% of the Amazon stake, and Mackenzie got 25%. So right now we're not sure what's going to end up happening with the fortune and how it's going to be split, and we're also not sure on how long it's going to take. It depends whether they've already filed. There's a 90-day holding period before they can actually dissolve the marriage. So we don't know where they are in that process either.
Sophie, any idea what happened here?
No, I have no clue.
Yeah.
So, of course, we've talked about the inevitable comparisons to the other big tech billionaire split, Mackenzie and Jeff Bezos, of course, or Mackenzie Scott, I should say, now back in 2019. How does this compare in terms of the complexity and whether that precedent could give us an indication of what happens here?
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of similarities and a lot of differences between the two couples. Obviously, they are both tech billionaires who live in Washington, but the Amazon fortune that was held by Jeff and Mackenzie was much more straightforward. Most of his wealth was held in Amazon. They had a 16% stake. Jeff got 3/4 of it, and Mackenzie got what ended up being 4% of it. So that was pretty straightforward. The Gates fortune is not so straightforward. There's the Microsoft holdings, which only make up about $26 billion of that total $146 billion. And then it's split up among a bunch of other things. So how that's going to be split up, it could get complicated too.
Yeah, after this video, I think we all know what happened these days on Bill Gates' family. And in here, I don't want to say much things. I only can say is cross the finger for Bill Gates. He used to be the richest man in the whole world. But now, I think after the divorce, he won't be the richest man in the world anymore. Okay, it's so sad. So in here, from this case, I wanted to talk about, actually I talked before, it's about today's Western societies, how do I say, the family relationship, law system, and the culture environment do have a big problem. I think this problem has already affected the whole Western society, staying like stable, it's really matter. So let me explain to you guys. So first of all, I want to say, can Melinda earn $70 billion without Bill Gates? Because from the video you can say, if Melinda want to split the foundation money, so it probably she can get around the $70 billion dollars, right? But at this moment, we don't know how things going, how they're going to split the money, but we all can expect Melinda is going to get a huge amount of money from the foundation. So in here, I wanted to say, just let us focus on. So Melinda, to be honest, I don't really know her very much without Bill Gates. Okay, so if her life without Bill Gates, how much money she can earn? Okay, in her life, I don't know. Maybe. I don't think she can create a company as Microsoft, in her life. Okay, so we can clearly see Melinda's biggest investment in her life is the marriage. Okay, and now she is cashing out. Okay, and I don't know much about their marriage, and I don't know Bill Gates and Melinda in person, so I don't think I have the right to judge this specific case, But I wanted to talk about, as I mentioned before, the relationship environment and the culture in Western society. I just want to use this case as an example to tell people the current relationship culture has influenced the Western society being stable. I think I still believe that's the biggest problem. So for Western people, China can easily pass many Western countries on the economic side. You can think about it as Bill Gates, for this case, how much money he's going to lose. Okay, so for normal people, after breaking up, normally their life is going to be miserable. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, you can see today how many, before the COVID, how many Western old men, after divorcing, they spend their money in Thailand or somewhere, or Philippines, we can easily see that. Okay, so in China and in our culture, we strongly believe family should be the strongest and the smallest organization between people in the society. Okay, so if we split any organization, right, the company might have 100, 200 people. Small company might have 5, 6 people, the organization. But for family, normally start with 2 people, 1 man, one woman, right? So it should be the smallest organization in the society. If this organization easily can be splitted, so which means any how do I say, just will cause the society not stable at all. So if people cannot feel safe living in the family, okay, so like current the Western law environment and the relationship culture, so which means your most trustful people might cause you in big trouble. And this can happen easier than your enemies making trouble on you. Because why? Because your partner know much more secret than your enemy. So which means, and also the law. Why the law has a problem as well? Because how do I say? I fully understand those law policies have really good intention to protect women or protect people's freedom. That's no problem at all. But we also need to be aware of people also can using the law to against people. People also can abusing the law, to against people. In front of the law, how many men in the Western society you guys think is still fair for the male side? Okay, so your enemy cannot split money from you, right? So if a person hate you so much, okay, they cannot get anything, 1 cent even can't if you don't want to give it to them. Okay, after you listening to here, you guys, if you guys look at the whole picture, you guys can see what the problem is. So under the Western relationship law system, so your partner can cause more trouble than your enemy. Your partner, the most trustful person in your life, can cause more trouble than your enemy. If you think about it, does it make sense? In here, I don't really want to talk too much about this, but I just want you guys can, how do I say, hear some opinion from a Chinese who is outsider to the Western society. Normally this type of thing it's not really common in China, but this type of issue just happened again in Western country. Okay, so at the end, I hope you guys like my topic. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up, and hope all you guys have a good day. Peace.